Hello friend, I want to tell you about the Volvo C70 car. There are many different convertibles and coupes on the used car market. Unfortunately, if we want to buy a car at a reasonable price, we are doomed to a model that will get lost in the crowd of other cars anyway. Is that really true? An original car at a reasonable price is, for example, the Volvo C70 I. Is there anything to be afraid of? Due to falling demand, the coupe version was withdrawn from sale in 2002. The convertible was offered until 2005. The car's successor appeared on the market the same year. To improve the model's attractiveness, the Swedes decided on a design with an electrically folding hardtop. As befits a real coupe/convertible, only petrol engines were offered for the first generation of the Volvo C70. The choice of units is not too large, but for this type of car it is completely sufficient. Which one to choose depends only on the thickness of the potential buyer's wallet. The more power, the better the experience. Unfortunately, you can't count on a head-scratching experience, as the top version of the T5 2.3 turbo accelerates to the first 100 in 6.9 seconds. It's not a bad result, but it's not impressive either. On the other hand, in the Volvo C70, style is more important, so performance is less important. Fuel consumption? No surprises. The basic versions use 10 to 12 L 100 kilometers in city traffic, and the top ones 14 to 18 L 100 kilometers. Of course, it all depends on the driving style. Failures? Turbochargers seize up in turbocharged engines, but much depends on how the car was used by the previous owner. Oil leaks are also a drawback of all C70 engines. The early production models, up to 1999, had mechanically controlled throttle valves, which do not cause any major problems. Newer models have electronically controlled throttle valves and break down much more often. The weak point of the Volvo engine accessories is the cooling system. Not only the pipes leak, but also the radiator. The ignition coils, caps, fuel pump, and thermostat are also not very durable. Typical failures. First-generation C70 users complain about weak brakes, where after a few hard stops not only the pads but also the discs have to be replaced. When inspecting the car, be sure to look under the driver's mat and check for moisture. Wet spots indicate damage to the heater. In more tired models, the drive shaft joints quickly give out. The most common problems in Volvos are electrics. The most common faults are heated seats, electrically adjustable mirrors, speakers on the dashboard. Purchasing originals is a considerable expense, the automatically extending antenna, and the interior lighting. While driving, listen for a whistling sound coming from the gaps between the seals and the windows. This often indicates that the car has been in an accident, although this is not always the case. After all, the car is old and the seals may have deformed. If you have chosen the version with an open roof, check the condition of its covering, it cannot leak, and the operation of the mechanism responsible for folding and unfolding it. Repairs to this type of components are quite expensive. There are more advantages, for example, high reliability. The car is also perfectly protected against corrosion, after all it is legendary Swedish steel. The engines also deserve praise. They do not provide excellent performance, but they are characterized by very good flexibility. Disadvantages? The braking system is definitely too weak, and it can't handle the car. Users of this Swedish car complain about the hard suspension, which doesn't work very well on European roads. Also irritating are the cracks and squeaks coming from the dashboard, a problem commonly known to Volvo owners. Other disadvantages include a too large turning radius and poor rear visibility. If you want to buy a convertible, you will be unpleasantly surprised by the poor body rigidity. This is especially noticeable when taking sharp turns. Well, no design is perfect. Thanks for listening to me. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and rate my video. If you know of any problems with this car that I haven't mentioned, be sure to write about them in the comments.